Update on a News 4 exclusive, a story that spawned a huge wave of response about how a local town is trapping busy beavers that chomp their way into big trouble. Now, because of our story, the town is taking a different approach. News 4's Luke Moretti is live from Amherst, where animal rights advocates gathered at Town Hall just this afternoon. Luke?
Yeah, Don, I'll tell you, when we did this story last week, it did generate an awful lot of interest, and more people have been coming on board, expressing their opinions about this long-standing practice that has been going on here in the town of Amherst. The interest even got to the point of threats coming into Town Hall today.
Wants to know who is responsible for making that decision. That person deserves to be beat to a pulp.
Amherst Town Supervisor Dr. Barry Weinstein confirms that the town has received threats over the beaver controversy.
Call the cops.
We called the cops, yes. We take threats seriously.
Yeah. Do we know if it's just one or two threats? Or
I do not know.
Yeah. But they came directly to you? Were they addressed to you or just to the
it was my email account.
Last week we told you how the town was trapping beavers along the Ellicott Creek bike path. A half-dozen memorial trees were damaged, and there were concerns about flooding from beaver dams.
I mean, nature typically takes care of its own, whether they're cutting down regular trees or memorial trees. The only trees that we're really responsible to replace are the memorial trees.
The practice of trapping nuisance beavers has reached a boiling point. Many residents are upset because beavers snared in traps underwater ultimately die of asphyxiation. During today's town board meeting, some residents made their feelings known.
Non-lethal methods have been successful all over the United States. In fact, right here in Canandaigua, they had a problem with trees being gnawed on. And they dismissed the trapping and went right to wrapping the trees.
I'm greatly saddened to think that the very first impulse of certain Town of Amherst officials, when confronted with a perceived threat to a few trees, was to slaughter and remove the beavers from the area of the bike path.
Supervisor Weinstein says the practice of trapping has now stopped, although crews will continue to break up dams that interfere with town streams and drainage.
And we have a department that can break up the dams and re-break up the dams if necessary. I don't think killing the beavers is such a great idea.